G. Bailey, and welcome back to Let's Play SimCity! Let's continue developing Chicago. At this point, though, I can't really build anymore because I need to build another power plant in order to develop more zones in this, so we'll have to wait a little while before we can do that. On another note, we have some new critical need-to-know information. Thanks to my source, we now know exactly how the transportation budget works regarding maintenance. So let's take a look at that real quick here. So the algorithm for the maintenance budget is pretty simple. 33 times the allocated amount divided by the amount requested. And if that number is at least 30, no transit decay would occur. So by that token, let's say you had 91%, well, you would think that would be enough, because 33 times 91% is 30.03, which meets the requirement, but that's not quite how it works. The reason is because of the way that funding percentage is calculated. So remember these numbers that I got here. So even though the budget says 91% out of 100%, that's not entirely accurate. Actually, let me do something real quick here. I want to get rid of that tile of rail there and get one up there, or power line up there. But that's all I'm going to do here. But yeah, the way the game calculates everything is it's based on an 8-bit integer. So it's actually out of 256. So to use the actual numbers that I had there, 256 times 2953 divided by 3245, and you'll get about 232.96, which gets truncated to 232. Divide that by 256, and you'll actually get 90.625%, which gets truncated to 90%. Multiply that by 33, and you'll get about 29.9. So it's below the threshold of 30, and transit will start to decay at that point. Thus, you actually need 92% in order to retain all of your transit, not 100%. Wish I would have known that before, but I know that now, so we can save quite a bit of money on hard difficulty. On easier difficulties, I mean, you could still do it, but it's not really that extraordinary. It's much more of a problem on hard difficulty with all the money you have to pay for maintenance. So let's get into the budget coming up here. So yeah, we'll go 92%, and, well, you know what? Let me show you here. Let's take a look at the number of tiles that I have here. Okay, so, yeah, 135.2. Remember that for later, viewers. Okay, so now that it's next year, let's build another power plant. And I should be able to build a few more zones while we're at it. Let's go with 4 residential zones, and then 2 industrial zones. So let's try not building any more tiles of transit, and we should be good. Let's keep an eye on the residential zones there. I just built another power plant. What more do you want? Whoa, okay. We can, get rid of those and replace them. Hopefully I won't completely run out of money. So yeah, you actually only need 92% of the amount requested for your transit budget. So where was that 8% going before? Or the other 8%? I don't know. You can speculate on that, viewers. I don't know. Certainly wasn't going into my pocket. But, yeah, that does seem really weird. I wonder if that's, like, an intentional amount of realism added to the game, or if that was just a coincidence and they just didn't really think about it that much or something. I don't know. But in any case, just keep an eye on the transit budget there as we fast forward until we get some more of these residential zones going together here. Yeah, I felt like building a few more extra, well, backup power lines going on here. But otherwise, yeah, I don't even care what class these residential zones develop into. As long as they get up to R4, that's all that really matters. I will need some more population density to help out. And maybe I'll build some more police departments if more residential zones are having problems. But I don't think that will be a problem. I mean, it was just up top there where I was having problems before. Still taking a little while for them to max out, but we're getting there. Yeah, maybe I could have positioned my police departments. Well, maybe I could have better optimized their locations. I just basically put them all over the place wherever I needed some, like a valid destination, or somewhere in the middle, because residential zones are the only ones that are really going to care about crime as far as their development goes. But, yeah, it looks like I could have used them in a couple different places there. Oh well. Not to mention I didn't know about the transportation budget at the time, which would have really helped on hard difficulty. But, oh well. We'll see what we got. Okay, so, yeah, lots more money. Now we can really build a lot more. Okay, so let's see what I have available here. Well, yeah, let's take a look at the numbers first. Okay, what do we got then? So yeah, you see we still got 135.2 kilometers of rail there, so 92%. You don't lose any of your rails. Seems kind of arbitrary, but it works. Okay, so... Alright, so we got 356 residential zones. So let's go with 8 more of those. And 5 more industrial. 8 residential, 5 industrial. And it just so happens that we have exactly 8 zones that we can fill out that part with. And then, okay, so let's get one more, well, a couple more there. And yeah, we'll have to build a little more of the rails, but that'll be fine. Okay, so you got those. We got power to everything. Okay, so we get that. I think I could do a little more even than that. Let's do another 4 and 2. Whoop, try that one again. There you go. Okay, get a couple more over there. That ought to be good enough for now. I anticipate needing to replace some of those residential zones that become hospitals and schools. But if they all want to develop on their own, that is fine too. Let's wait a little while, see if we got more of them trying to spawn around here. And then we'll, okay, I guess well, let's wait until February. And then we'll, okay. See if we have 4 more days of winter. No. It's going to be a lot longer than 4 days. Let's try that one again, then. Or we could demolish it again. Just one more, and then we can get moving. I was just thinking about how I had my power lines lined up. Yeah, that works, I suppose. Okay, there we go. Now we can fast forward until we get even more money. So we're almost out of room for residential zones at this point. We've got a little more space around here, but not a lot. And even then, I'm going to need to get some rails across the river there to help out with valid destinations. So I may need to save up a bit of money before I can really build a lot. I could build another 4 residential and 2 industrial zones, but I'd rather have a little bit of money left over should disasters strike. Really, all I need to do is get up to 600,000 people in the city. But that would take a while. Or that will take a while, but we're almost there. Eventually. Am I on the fastest speed? Yes, we are. It's just the city slowing down. Oh, well. Well, I mean, you get sufficiently big, it's going to take longer to, I don't know, calculate taxes or land value, pollution, and all that. It's too bad there's not really a good way of dealing with pollution. I mean, other than, like, using rails instead of roads there. But, like, you have to have industrial zones. I mean, you could go, like, really low on the industrial zones, like, down to 5%, but even so, like, anything beyond these commercial zones, anything around here, residential zones are not going to develop very well that far away from the center of the city. So that's why I built the city the way I did. Or at least residential zones wouldn't develop without the help of the gift. So you're kind of stuck with what you can do in the corners of the city there. Okay, lots more money. Let's see what we can do with all that. Okay, so let's see, I could build 8 more residential and 4 more industrial. I don't want to build more than that, even though I have the money, because I would need another power plant in order to make all of that happen. So let's get 6 there, then 2 down there, and then let's get a police department over here finally. And I think I'll just leave the rest alone there. Okay, so you get all that, and then... Okay, yeah, 4 industrial. Let's see, how far can I go with that? Yeah, why don't we fill things out a little bit more around here? Okay, that ought to be good enough. Oh, well, I'm mostly concerned about the larger bunch of residential zones, and then I'll just save the rest of my money to build another power plant next year. The total number of coal power plants I would need for this city is 22. But first, I gotta deal with these 2. Try that one again. Let's see, down there. Yeah, we still got the one that hasn't developed any buildings yet. Okay, 2 more to go, or we could fast forward until they start developing a little. Okay, slow down again. There you go. Yeah, I wish schools and hospitals actually served a function in this game beyond unlocking gifts, but unfortunately, they do not. So we'll just have to remove them. Okay, there we go. Now we got them all developed. So let's fast forward until they finish. Let's see, I'm building all of my new industrial zones in this quadrant since I haven't really done much with that. And also, part of the reason why I'm only using coal power plants is because, well, what else am I going to do with them? I mean, let's just say I built a nuclear power plant. Then, I mean, it would let me build more industrial zones in the corners, but that's it. And I don't really need more industrial zones, especially on hard difficulty. So, yeah, there's not really much of a point to that, in my opinion. I thought about maybe building one nuclear power plant in each corner, and then using the rest of generating the rest of the power I need from coal power plants. Hey, we got it! Alright. But I didn't really want to take the risk of using nuclear power plants on hard difficulty in case of a meltdown. Not to mention the amount of money I would lose for that. And if my calculations are correct, I think a nuclear meltdown would happen every, I think, 42 years on hard difficulty, which is more than I'm willing to tolerate. I mean, if it was like maybe once every 100 years, then I could deal with that. But let's see, so with the amount of time that it's taken to develop this city, I could have had like 3 nuclear meltdowns by now. But I've averted disasters to avoid that problem. But yeah, that is one thing with disasters in this game. It's basically like a reset button. Congratulations, you get to spend the next hour getting your city back up to where it was before, instead of like a skill test or something. Like knowing what you're doing, responding to disasters and everything. But, well, I suppose it is a very basic city building game. Oh well. Okay, so we got more money. Well, I'm just going to build the power plant and that'll be it. Let's see, I've got room for one more there, and I could put another one here, but that would power up the airport, so I am going to use the spot in the southeast corner to build another power plant eventually. Unfortunately, though, I don't have enough money to build a lot of new zones, so yeah, we'll just wait until next year, and then I'll be able to build all the rest of the residential zones I want over here. And hopefully I'll have enough for the rails as well. I'm also going to want to move this tile of rail there. But I'll see about that when I put some residential zones in this area. Oh yeah, we got room for another one over here too. But that's about it. So yeah, that is one of the changes I made to the layout of the city compared to the medium difficulty one, by putting a few more residential zones in the southeast quadrant than I could before. So let's see how we're doing there with the new police departments. Pretty good. Yeah, R3s or R4s. I'm just seeing if there's any particular points of weakness in my residential zone development, but so far they're doing pretty good. As long as they get past level, well, R1, they should probably be able to develop into an R4 eventually. So it's kind of an all or nothing thing as far as I can tell. But yeah, maybe I could have put some more police departments like along the outer rim of the commercial zones like I did here and up here. Maybe that would have helped some of my residential zones develop, so I didn't have to go back and do more with it later. What's going on with that one? I think it probably just had the power distribution glitch going there. Because, like, when your city gets this big, you're going to see zones that'll clearly have power distributed to them, but it'll act like they don't for some reason. So hopefully it doesn't happen to a huge chunk of my city, like the one before. Whoops. But yeah, you see, none of the rails are decaying around here at 92% funding. So that'll make things go a lot faster. Then we can get the rest of these going. And even after I've built all of the residential zones that I can in the city, I'm still going to have a lot of space left for more industrial zones. And, I mean, that's just about all I could do without an insane amount of optimization. For now, though, let's take what we can get and go from there. Okay, so now I've got 7 more residential zones. So let me see what I can do here. Okay, if we go like that, that should work for a valid destination and maintain the C-top at the same time. Let's see, over here, I'm just going to build the residential zones down 1 tile. Originally, I was planning on having this horizontal path go all the way through here. But I found that if I did that, it would make it take too long to find a valid destination for a couple residential zones. So I figured let's close that up and then everything will be fine. Okay, and then over here, let's see. If we go like that, yeah, there you go. We got power, but I'm gonna, yeah, just put a little more there anyway. Okay, so we got that. Then 4 more industrial zones. Let's see how much room we've got for that. And then, yeah, we'll just go like that. And I think that's about as far as I can go with the residential zones. Let's keep an eye on them, see what happens. Get them to develop a little bit. And then we can figure out what to do from here. So I can build even more industrial zones without disrupting the zone demand. But eventually it will. If I fill in every spot, I will start losing industrial zone demand. And I also want to check on the number of them that I can build, or how much room I have left. Okay, we're looking good there. Now, let's see. Okay, so with the industrial zones, okay, so we've got 222, and I think the maximum that I can build is 320 or something like that. Let's just say 100. So $10,000 for that. And then for all of the rails that I have yet to build, that would cost, I think, $11,000, about there, including costs for building them over the water, so it's 40 per tile instead of 20. And then, how many power plants do we got? Okay, I need, 2 more to power the entire city. So that's another 6,000. So I'm going to need all of that money in order to max out the entire city. And I need to save that money up all at once. Because if I don't, then I'll start generating less and less and less tax revenue. because the industrial zones, well, they would pollute, which reduces land value, which reduces tax revenue. So I would rather just save up the money all at once and then build everything that's left in the city. So I'm going to do that off screen, because otherwise I would literally be sitting here for half an hour until I get all of that money. So normally I would like to show everything on screen, but since nothing is going to be happening, I'll just start the next episode with that. No, we're still on the fastest speed there. But we've almost got all the residential zones maxed out. Let's see where the center of the city is at this point. Okay, so over here. There it is. Nice, neat, and centered in the middle there. So, yeah, right about here. Exactly as planned for a change. Hey, we got the new one down here, fully developed. And up here, well, we're working on it. Yeah, even waterfront property isn't always going into the high-class residential zones, but that's just because of the distance from the center of the city. So yeah, we got up to 600,000, but I want to see how far I can push the city with the population and everything. But can the city survive a plethora of disasters? Find out next time on Let's Play SimCity. This is H.G. Bailey, signing off. Have a good day!